Hi everyone. I was just taking out some time today to organize my scrapbook room so that I could use my desk in particular. So the first thing I started out was by lining up all my thickers and putting them on the pegboard over there so that they're easy to get to and see. And then over here there's several October afternoon roller stamps that I recently got, and I finally unpackaged them and put them over there as well as one more American Crafts one that was released at Target recently. So that was the biggest thing I did today, along with clearing the space behind my little carousel there so that I have my workspace available again. And cleared off all the paper off of my paper trimmer. There's one sheet still there, and I also organized that little box there that just has some stuff that I can easily grab for Project Life. And then over here I have my cases that have all the Project Life materials in them. And then I decided to go back and look at some albums of the miscellaneous pages that I haven't finished, and decided to take a look at them and see what needed to be done. So this one here, if you've been watching my channel a long time, you might remember a tutorial video on this little arrow, as well as like this frame with these words welded to the outside of the frame. And I made these a freebie on my blog for download. That's when I first got the Silhouette Cameo, and we had taken this camping trip with a group of our friends to McKinney Falls down near the Austin area in Texas. Well, I never got around to actually finishing it, and that's what's so sad, because there's not really an excuse for this one because all the pictures are already printed. So on this sheet here, I ended up using one of the Becky Higgins 8.5 by 11 that goes side by side. And I just used some of the same paper pack that I used over here. They had a couple of sticker embellishments, and I just put them on the top and the bottom. And I printed off the map from the Texas website, Texas Parks and Wildlife website, of the trails that we took and where the campsites were and everything. I thought it might be nice for the kids to have access to that, because a lot of the photos of trips that I took with my parents weren't really documented as to where the city was or anything like that. So I like to leave a map or something that they can refer back to. So here's another page where, again, all the photos are in there, and I even have a couple of embellishments on there, but none of the journaling has been completed. So I'm going to use some of the Vintage Travel Project Life cards in here, and I'll show those to you in a moment. So again, here's some more pages that were just, I had put the photos in, but everything is blank. So I'm pretty sure I can knock this out today. Same here, it's like I had done some of this says Lower Falls, and has all the beautiful pictures of the scenery and the kids and our friends, but again, no journaling, so I need to finish those journaling cards. And same here. And then that one right there. And then we have one last page where I included the postcards. So I'm going to wrap up those pages today and just kind of take you through a fast-forwarded process video. Can you hear that sound? They call that thunder sleet. Nothing but ice pellets coming down with an occasional burst and rumble of thunder. It's kind of crazy. So it looks like we will be iced in for the rest of today. Well, we have some adventurous neighbors out there. But it looks like we will be iced in for the rest of today and tomorrow. Supposed to do this until 9 o'clock tonight. So maybe I'll get some crafting done. So here are some of the items that I had picked out for this particular camping trip. It's this Bo Bunny collection. Was released a couple years ago. It was called the Camp-A-Lot edition. And so these were the brads. And these are the trinkets. And then this was the paper itself. And the papers are really cute. Some of them even have little like leaves and wood. There's one that has little campers on it. There it is. See the little camping trailers and the little fox and trees. So it's a really cute paper. So I'm using some of these items on these layouts, but then I also found the Vintage Travel Project Life cards are really good for even things like camping. It has a few cards in there that have airplanes and cars on them and vintage maps, but the majority are these muted tones that work well for any kind of travel. So this one has like a wood grain background to it, and it says the story, so I thought that one would go well on here. This one was affiliated with like a train, and this was again with that vintage travel, so city of departure and city of arrival, and all of those cards are double-sided. Travel itinerary, all I need to do is now look up the dates. I know they were in the last week of December. We ended up cutting our trip short because a snowstorm was coming to the Dallas area, so we all had to make sure to get back pretty quick so that we could actually get home and not sit on icy roads. So you can see how these colors work very well for even camping photos. So these again are from the core kit from Project Life called Vintage Travel, and they worked out really good. So I'll be using these to do my journaling. I started the journaling on some of them already. Okay. So on this photo here, I just used a gel pen to write Hollis Camp. And down here with a gel pen, I also wrote Reyes Camp. And then all I did was add a couple of metal embellishments that already had sticky on the back. And these that didn't, these were from those Bo Bunny trinkets. I added the glue dots to the back and they stick just fine. Added a brad to this little trinket and added a glue dot to this one. So you can see how quickly the pages go once you just have all of your embellishments and papers lined up. Then on the other side, I already had the photos in there. That's all the kiddos, and there's 2 of them on their bikes ready to go. This is how we packed the bikes, which was a chore in itself. And then here's all the kids on their bikes 30 minutes before the accident. So they were running around kind of like this, really zippy and fast on their bikes. And I just used a couple of those vintage travel cards to kind of itemize the story. Chapter 1 in the beginning, we thought it would be a great idea to let the kids bring their bikes. Then on day 1, the story continues. We pitched the tent, we built the kitchen area. 30 minutes later, we were off to the ER to get one of the kids' heads glued back together. So it was a little gash she had on the back of her head, and we had to get that taken care of. Thankfully, it was a brand new ER location. They had no waiting, and we were in and out within an hour. So they were back to fun in no time. But the adventures of camping, I tell you. So that page is complete, and it went really fast. So let's get on to the other pages. Okay, so this one I just basically decorated with only a couple of sheets from October Afternoon. One is the cream and red, and the other one is the red and cream, and the mini market stickers. So then I used that same old paper pack that I had from before, and just used those stickers there to name the families that came. This was a picture that Jeff took with his cell phone, and Heather gave me a copy of that photo. And then this is one that I took of another friend that joined us on the trip with her son. And then this is one that Heather took of me and Chris. And so I had started writing the date there, and I messed up the date, so I stuck a Brad on top of it and then wrote the year right next to it. So it still turned out cute. And then down here is another friend that came, and she brought a friend with her. And this is why I should scrapbook more close to the date when the event actually happens, because I know her because she's the one we invited, but I don't remember the name of her friend that came with her. So I'm going to have to message her and ask her so I can write the other name down there. And then, of course, this is Jeff and Heather. So have their photo down there that I took at the falls as well. On the back side, I'm going to leave this one as is. Just because I want the photos to stand out more instead of journaling. This is Jeff and Heather, and he has her hand on her stomach because Elena is in that tummy. And this is Sierra walking at the top of the falls. And so all I did on this page was name this location because at the park they had what was called Lower Falls, and they had what was called Upper Falls. So this was the Lower Falls area that the kids were checking out. And I just took a couple of pictures of all the kids on the top of the rock formation at the Lower Falls right there. And I just used the stickers from the paper pack collection and stapled each letter onto the photo. And then this is an overall photo of the Lower Falls themselves. So that is it for those two pages, front and back. Okay, so here's just a quick scan of the finished two-page spreads of the Project Life for 2012 camping trip. This was one of those days when we took a barbecue adventure out. Sorry for the glare. This is the map of McKinney Falls. And then that leads to our campground of where we were all staying. These were the Project Life vintage travel cards and the Bo Bunny trinket. And I forget, I think these were Karen Foster. I could be wrong. 3 more cards from the vintage travel. And you can see how well they just blend together with the fall colored paper that I had used. Over here is the October afternoon mini market stickers. There's another Bo Bunny trinket right there, and more mini market stickers there. So those are those 2 pages. Over here is the purple pages. So here's a picture of what those falls actually look like. I'm trying to take away the glare a little bit so you can see the photos better. And then here's some more families and friends with us. And there's Avery's photo. And here's them sitting on top of the upper falls. And you can see the big cypress trees back here as well. And then another 2 pages here using the vintage travel cards and the Bo Bunny paper on this side. So, I'll take you through those photos real quick without glaring too much. There's our family on that boardwalk. Me and Heather, who is Scrappy Days here on YouTube. Heather and my kiddos. All the kids under the park sign. Here's the whole group lined up on the bridge and stairs. Here's us in 2012. And here's me and my mom in 1977 at the exact same spot on the same bridge. The story behind it and the postcard from the shop showing the same landmarks that are at that state park. And then the last page is just a story of what was going on with the kiddos, our young energetic teenagers who have strength to climb all over the place. Another postcard from the state park. And a couple more of the kids exploring on the rocks. And another nice serene photo of the area, which is also the water hole where a lot of people swim during the summer. Then we came home early because there was a huge snow day here in Dallas, and let's see if I can get the glare off. This is what we came home to. It got pretty crazy pretty fast. So that was our house, and that was our street the very next day. So we had to cut our trip short because the ice and the snow came to Dallas, and we're dealing with ice today. So winter's almost over, but at least it has let me complete some of my miscellaneous Project Life items that I've been trying to get done. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.